Is it? 大丈夫でしょね。はい。こんばんは、こんにちは、おはよう。みんな元気かなね。saying hello to chat. ちょっと待ってね。Let me check. Let me open my chat. Red just joined the membership. Oh, thank you. ありがとうね、本当に。Thank you so much. And Schizoid this is hello. はい。こんにちは。And Cunning Stunt. Hi, Taenyan and chat. Hi. And Onigiri's color changed to pink. Oh, so cute. And Zaito, you're here too. With the pink onigiri. Nice. And Mirai, you're here. Good to see you again. And Javier, you're here too with the pink onigiri. Good. And Red. Thank you. And Vitaly, you're here. こんばんは。With your pink onigiri shining. Nice. Everyone's ready? I hope. 今日はぼっちちゃんのね漫画をまた読みますね。37回目かなSo we're gonna read Bocchi's manga again. I think it's the 37th I'm just checking 37th session today. Yeah, so I hope you're ready. It's cute. It's always cute. So we're gonna get started. Shall I wait a little bit? Well, they can just join me later. I hope. 大丈夫？始める？ Let's go? Okay. ちょっと待ってね。Let me close my Yuffie loading screen. Okay, here we go. So we are here. So I won't be able to interact with chat while I'm reading and explaining. Got so much to do in front of me. So yeah, you gotta wait. ね、待っててね。はい。all the big names are in the chat. Some people are missing, but yeah, I'm sure they will join. ちょっと待ってね。So that's my manga right here. Okay. Oh. So they're not in Enoshima anymore. They came back home. And so yeah, we were reading this page in the last stream. One sec, let me just check my screen just to see if it's fitting. It is good, right? ちょっと待ってね。And my vocab is here, as you can see. Ooh, shake. All right. So what happened in the last session? So Bocchi-chan is back in school. She didn't really want to, you know. She was in pain and everything. She was daydreaming during a meeting, classroom meeting. Her class was trying to decide, what to do during 文化祭 文化祭 a cultural festival. So normally, each class will have something, something entertaining, so they can, some classes have, a cafe. In this case, Bocchi-chan's class wants to, have a maid cafe. But it's pretty common to have a cafe. Sometimes some classes might have like takoyaki, takoyaki stand or okonomiyaki stand, so they can make more money to cover all the costs, things like that. So in this case, Bocchi-chan's class decided to, have a maid cafe. But Bocchi-chan's like, oh no way, I can't do this, I mean, she's pretty, come on. But she wants to, she said, she could contribute if it's meido kissa, which I explained, last time. It's a pun. This also is pronounced meido, in meido as maid. They have, they just spelled differently, but means something completely different. So she was saying, oh, if it's meido kissa, like this, afterlife cafe, she could contribute. And she kind of fell asleep, because she didn't want to kind of, think about, the class being unified and all that. She was like, oh, she felt kind of lame, so she fell asleep and, dreaming about her being like a rock star. Aww. And then the class rep mentioned, about the second day when some individuals, can perform on stage. Some groups or individuals could, play on stage or dance, or they can kind of show off their performances. And Bocchi-chan's like, oh, hey, wait, maybe, she kind of looked interested, but and she was saying, maybe not, or maybe yes. But her classmate said, oh, I might just fall in love if somebody performs, on stage. Somebody from, my class performs on stage. It would be so cool. And since, Bocchi-chan wants to be popular, she's about to submit the application form to perform on the second day of the文化祭, cultural festival. So this is where we left off. So let's go to the next page. Oh, it's right here. So we're gonna start from here. And as usual, I'll just start from here and then go down, because this is, this style of manga is called Yonkoma manga. Yonkoma, comma, it's like one panel. Comma, so Yonkoma, so 1, 2, 3, 4 or 4, 4 panel manga, Yonkoma manga. Goes from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then normally this is like, the fourth, comma, panel is supposed to be something surprising or funny, or it has like a punchline, things like that. So that's the style. So that's why we go from top to bottom and then continue from here and go to the bottom. But for other kind of standard manga styles will be a bit different, but this one we go from the top to bottom and repeat. Okay, so that's that. But I'm still really surprised that this style of manga actually made it to anime and film or films. Yonkoma manga is very hard to turn it into anime or even a film. So I'm really surprised, and I respect the creator so much. I don't think she expected that. So let's go from here. It says zaza, zaza. It's just a sound of her, like, she's on the floor and she's kind of like sliding, backwards. So it says zaza. I'm gonna go from here. And well, here she's not voiced, but I'm gonna just say it out loud. Well, not too loud, but I'll just voice it, to kind of show you, what she meant. So, うわー、なんで私、生徒会室前に。何この紙、バンド出演希望、結束バンド。誰？こんなの書いたの？え？後藤一人が？Of course she did. She did it by herself. 私は硬派なギタリストなんだ。文化祭でチヤホヤされたいなんて煩悩は消せ。バンド活動に集中しろ。どこほら、煩悩が薄れてきた。なぜか意識も薄れていく。薄れてく。キャー、先生、行き倒れが。Oh, let's go. So she's kind of shocked and surprised that, she's right in front of, 生徒会室。Because 生徒会室 is, that's where, this application, submission box is, and, student council room. They are like in charge of second day's performances. And she was like, oh, what am I doing here? Like, why am I here? Well, she went there. She's, like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? なんで私、生徒会室前に、ね、なんで why 私、ね、私は it's not written but that's what it is、生徒会室、ね、生徒会 student council 室 for room 前 in front, so in front of the 生徒会室前にいるね、いるの、it's not written here, but it's pretty obvious that she's surprised, at the fact that she is here, because normally she has nothing to do with 生徒会室 or 生徒会so, なんで私生徒会室前にいるの？いるんだろう？ Like, I wonder why I'm here. Like, what am I doing here? And she looks at the application form. I'm like, what's this? 何この紙？何？ Like, what is this piece of paper? 何この紙？ね、紙。paper. And she's quoting, バンド出演希望、結束バンド、end quote. What? Like, why am I holding this piece of paper with, バンド出演希望 with her own band's name, 結束バンド。So, band, 出演 from 出演する we had this before. 出演する to perform. You perform on stage. 希望 right here. 希望 well, in this case, it's used as a noun, but 希望する is like to like hope or to wish. So 希望 as a noun, it's like wish or request. In this case, it's more like request, isn't it? 希望 on its own, of course, it's like hope. Mostly it's like hope. But since it's like on the application form, saying 出演希望 like so requesting to perform or like hoping to perform バンド出演希望 so by writing the band name and also kind of signing the form and writing her name she's basically saying we want to perform on stage バンド出演希望結束バンド誰Who ねこんなの of course こんな紙ねこんなの it's not written but こんなねこんな紙こんなこと書いたね書いた人はねこんなことを書いた人は誰ね Who ね wrote such a thing so she doesn't know if it was her doing of course she did so she's looking at this piece of paper application form and like who wrote this こんなの like such a thing something like this like what 後藤一人が since she asked herself of course 誰がこんなの書いたのこんなの書いたのは誰asking who did it 後藤一人が書いたの後藤一人 wrote it of course 後藤一人 is her own name because she sees her name on the paper oh dear this is supposed to be comedy okay it's not supposed to be serious okay it's just supposed to be funny okay so don't take this part seriously so Bocchi-chan says well she's not actually saying she's thinking in her head 私は硬派なギタリストなんだどこso 硬派ね硬派someone who is serious someone who's not like soft 硬派someone who is serious about this not doing this for fun 硬派なギタリスト I'm a serious guitarist I'm not doing this to be popular I'm 硬派 I'm doing this seriously I don't care if I'm not popular at school or not 文化祭でチヤホヤされたいなんて煩悩は消せ文化祭でチヤホヤされたい We had a チヤホヤされる pretty much right at the beginning of this series ねチヤホヤされるチヤホヤされる、is from チヤホヤする but チヤホヤされる is the passive form チヤホヤされる、think about oh let's see like okay 北ちゃんsince 北ちゃん's popular she's good at sport she's a good singer she's an incredible singer and of course she's pretty and everything she's someone who is チヤホヤされるso her friends classmates they kind of look up to her admire her and like oh my gosh 北ちゃん you're amazing that チヤホヤするand then チヤホヤされる is the passive so チヤホヤstrange sound isn't it チヤホヤする is the dictionary form Okay? ちやほやする。So like, oh my god, you're so amazing! なちやほやする。So ちやほやされる is the passive form. So like, yeah, to be, admired, to be loved, to be, you name it. So like everyone just kind of pays attention to you. You're the center of attention. Like, everyone's like, oh my gosh, you're amazing. I want your autograph kind of thing. ちやほやされる。ちやほやされる、ちやほやされたい form of that. So wanna be. ね、I wanna be ちやほやI wanna be ちやほやされる So ね、I wanna be admired by people. I want people to respect me. I want them to treat me as a rock star or someone who's popular. されたいなんて煩悩that's a difficult word. You don't need to know this, but it kind of makes it funny, so I'll show you what it means. It means like desires, okay? Worldly desires, think about like, oh, I want to be famous. I want money. I want, like this and that. Instead of thinking about like good deeds or virtues, things like that. But bonno, it's like, oh, I want to be rich, I want to be famous, bonno. Okay, that's bonno. This is a term from Buddhism. Okay. So, 文化祭でちやほやされたいなんて煩悩は消せ。そう。文化祭でちやほやされたいなんて煩悩。This is one thing. Okay? So 煩悩 desires, or like thoughts as well. Like, kind of impure like thoughts. なんて is like such as 文化祭でちやほやされたい。煩悩は消せ。消せ。It's from 消す isn't it? 消す。消す is not just about turning off lights. But 消す, for erasing something, getting rid of something, deleting something. Yeah, of course, 消す、電気を消す will be to turn off lights. But 消す。煩悩は消せ。Just change the word to or, then maybe it's easier to understand. So 消せ。消す dictionary form to 消せ。Okay. Imperative. Get rid of that kind of thought or thoughts. 消せ。She's telling herself to do that. She's telling herself to, eliminate 煩悩, like thoughts, kind of selfish thoughts, impure ambitions and things like that, such as 文化祭でちやほやされたい。I mean, nothing wrong with that though, I mean, it's a good opportunity to pick up the guitar, practice really hard, show her school and classmates, a different side of her, then there's nothing wrong with that. So, 文化祭でちやほやされたいなんて煩悩は消せ。Okay, so she was thinking, oh, I want to be, I want to be the center of attention. Oh, no, don't think about that. Don't think about that. Go away. Aww. Because she's calling herself, koha. Koha. It's like, koha is normally for like kind of tough guys, like koha. They don't like talk about, fluffy things. 後派 they don't play Animal Crossing. They might do it in secret. 後派 Anyway, so so don't think about these things. Don't think about being popular, at school, and at the school festival. I'm different. I'm serious about playing the guitar. And she says, バンド活動に集中しろね。バンド活動ね。活動 we had this before, activities, things that she does with 結束バンド、バンド活動に集中しろ、yeah? 集中する、ね、to focus on something に the particle is always に、something に集中する、to focus on something. So if you say バンド活動に集中しろ、しろimperative, but if it's バンド活動に集中する if I just use the dictionary form, it means to focus on her, band activities like shows, rehearsals, writing songs, recording, バンド活動 yeah, maybe touring in the future. That would be cool. I wanna go and see. バンド活動に集中しろSo 集中する changed to 集中しろ imperative. Focus on ね focus on my own ね band activities. Don't think about these things. Of course she wants to perform at the festival. And this is the floor. And I don't want to be too graphic about this, but you see it. She's making dot, dot, dot noise with the floor. Okay? ほら、煩悩が薄れてきた。ほら、you see? ほら、薄れる。Something fades, vanishes, disappears, 薄れる。So, 煩悩, those like, thoughts, kind of impure, kind of selfish thoughts of, of becoming popular at school, by performing on stage. 煩悩、ね、が薄れてきた。薄れる something fades away, something goes away. 薄れて te form 薄れて来る薄れて来る something started to happen, like continuously in this case. 薄れてきた it's just a variation of 薄れていく it continues to happen like that. 薄れていく but 薄れて来る like started to happen. So 煩悩が薄れてきた、ね、I started to lose 煩悩 or see ね、煩悩 started to fade. Don't do this at home or at school or at work to lose your 煩悩. And Bocchi collapses on the floor as a result and thinks なぜか意識も薄れてくなぜか somehow 意識 consciousness, your consciousness. 意識も also my consciousness もう薄れていく薄れて te from te いく started to continue to happen. So my consciousness, it's more like I'm losing my consciousness. Okay? 意識も薄れていく。そう、意識、consciousness も、薄れていく。薄れる to fade, you know? 薄れていく、ていく combination, you know? Continuous. Something, you know, continuation to the future. So I, you know, my, you know, consciousness is also fading away. Somebody finds her on the floor. Scream. Well, actually, two of them, I think. 先生、生き倒れが。先生、teacher. 生き倒れ. We had 生き倒れ before. If you remember. You know, when Kikuri, you know, the bass player who drinks a lot, Kikuri, met Bocchi-chan. You know, Kikuri was on the ground. And Bocchi-chan was like, 生き倒れ! You know, she used this word, 生き倒れ. Ikidaore or yukidaore is fine too. Mostly, I would say ikidaore. You know, it's collapsing. You know, normally like on the ground or on the floor or ground. You know, because of sickness, illnesses, hunger. They're too tired. They can't move anymore. That's ikidaore. Sensei, 生き倒れが。Of course, 生き倒れがいます。お生き倒れ。ね、生き倒れの人がいます。ね、There is a person who just collapsed. Oh. Yeah, here comes Kita-chan, worried about Bocchi-chan. Okay, so I'm gonna go from this panel to this panel. Okay, one sec. I need to have a sip of green tea. ちょっと待ってね。喉乾いた。はい。So, this is, you can't see this, but it says 保健室。ね、保健室。So nurses like office, at school, they have like a room like this with beds where, students can rest if they feel unwell, or if they are injured, or, if they need to, lie down, or not lay down, but lie down, on the bed to recover. Okay, this is 保健室. Let me write it down. ちょっと待ってね。保健室。保健室ね。保健室。室 is room, isn't it? 保健室。like school, like nurses' office, with beds, things like that. I just explained, so I'm not gonna type it out. It's gonna take time. So Kita-chan is right here visiting. Okay, let's see. Did I read it out yet? No, I'm gonna go from here and then go down. Okay. Kita-chan says. 後藤さん大丈夫？倒れたって聞いたけど。全然大丈夫です。ところで後藤さん、個人ステージ出たいの？いや、それは私も出たいと思ってたのよ。でもにじかちゃんとりょうさんは他校だし、きっと二人とも OK くれるわよ。うぐいや、すみません。言うよ。どうか える時間を5章ですから。後藤さんがこれ書いたのよね。Okay, so, so 北ちゃん visiting Bocchi ちゃん in 保健室 because Bocchi ちゃん was taken to to the 保健室 because other students these other students found her on the floor collapsed. So she was taken to the bed, and this is what happened. And 北ちゃん says, 後藤さん大丈夫？ね、Are you okay? Are you alright? 後藤さん、ね、ぼっちちゃん、倒れたって聞いたけど、ね、倒れた、ね、that ね、it's from 倒れる、ね、倒れる、倒れる、ね、you collapse、倒れる、to fall down or collapse、そう、倒れる、倒れた。past tense、ね、you collapsed って聞いた。ね、ね、I heard ね、I heard that you collapsed 聞いたけど、ね、聞いたけど、of course、後藤さん大丈夫？倒れたって聞いたけど、倒れたって聞いたけど、大丈夫？ Then it makes more sense, right? Again, we sometimes say what we want to say first. In this case, 北ちゃん wanted to say, 後藤さん大丈夫？ First. Are you okay? Instead of, making every single sentence sound correct. If you do that, it actually sounds very contrived and unnatural. So that's why something like this is actually more natural to say. 後藤さん大丈夫？ Are you alright? 後藤さん倒れたって聞いたけど、ね、I heard, ね、you collapsed. 倒れたって倒れたと聞いた。て it's more casual. Okay, so I heard that you collapsed. ね。全然大丈夫です。ね。I'm totally fine. Is she? And 北ちゃん looks excited. Looking at the piece of paper. Ooh, look at this. ところで、後藤さん、個人ステージ出たいの？ところで、by the way, 後藤さん、個人ステージ出たいの？後藤さんは、個人、individual stage 個人ステージに出たい、ね、something に出る to appear in that like event、if you say、テレビに出る or 映画に出る means that you perform on a TV show or you got featured in a film and then you act or perform in these shows or movies something に出る、so, イベントに出る、ね、to appear during like an event and perform something に出る, so that's whyステージに出る it's not written here but that's what's hidden 個人ステージに 出たいの? So you wanna perform? In 個人ステージ? Remember? 個人ステージ? For the second day, isn't it? For the second day, they're looking for performers to perform on stage, but not like class, For class, they're doing, メイド喫茶, maid cafe. But 個人ステージ is for people, who want to just perform outside their, class. 個人ステージ。ね、個人ステージに not written here, but that's what you should see. Okay, you have to wear these glasses to see what's hidden. Okay, 個人ステージ出たいの? Oh, you want to perform? Like super excited because she wants to, Bocchi-chan's like she's stuttering and saying, いや、それは like, oh, no, that is, oh my gosh, no, that's not right. And 北ちゃん continues to say, 私も出たいと思ってたのよ。私も出たい。Of course, 私も文化祭の個人ステージに出たいと思ってた。Okay, so I also wanted to, I also want to perform. と思ってた。So I've been thinking. 思っていた。I've been thinking that, I want to perform. So what a coincidence. Of course, she's going to push it through. And Bocchi-chan tries to convince 北ちゃん saying, でも、にじかちゃんとりょうさんは他校だし。Hey, but にじかちゃん and りょうさん are 他校。他校。他の学校 like another school. They're not, from the same school. にじかちゃんとりょうさん they go to a different school. I think it's 下北沢高校 which is different from Bocchi-chan and 北ちゃん school. So でもにじかちゃんとりょうさんは他校だし。So Bocchi-chan wanted to say, にじかちゃん and りょうさん are from, another school. They don't go to the same school, so maybe we shouldn't do it. And 北ちゃん says, きっと二人とも OK くれるわよ even before finishing this, before finishing this line, 北ちゃん kind of starts speaking. 北ちゃん cutting off. Bocchi-chan saying, きっと二人とも OK くれるわよ。ね、きっと I'm sure 二人とも both of them OK くれる。ね、OK をくれる。ね、they will say OK. They will give us an OK. ね、くれるわよ。This is feminine. I'm sure they will say OK. Just like, just one of her sounds she makes when she feels, when things doesn't go well for her, she just like describes her kind of, she's showing how shocked, she is. Good. And so Bocchi-chan on the bed, still on the bed, with like a bandage on her forehead, saying, いや、すみません。言うよ。どうか考える時間を。いや、すみません。like, well, I'm sorry. 言うよ。ね。like grace. giving somebody time. So 猶予を与える means 猶予を与える. It's like giving them some like time to think, giving them like grace, period. Giving them a grace period, so that they can maybe make a decision or they can think about it. 猶予. Okay. Often used in like a trial cases, criminal cases, and things like that. So that's why it's funny. Of course, like for everyday conversation, like we don't use this word, but it's more like if it's about like you're begging like a judge, like to give them more time to think, or give them more grace period to do things. That's when you use 猶予. So that's why it's funny. Yeah, すみません. I'm so sorry. 猶予. どうか please 考える時間をね、考える to think ね think about something ね考える時間 time to think time to think about something, think about what to do with the submission of the application form. So like she thinks that she's not ready. That's why she wants more time to think about. She cannot make up her mind. That's why she's saying like 猶予どうか考える時間をね考える時間をください. And of course it's not written, but it's pretty obvious. She's like praying, like please, 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 please. I can't do this. I can't do this. Yeah, so please give me more time to think. 5章ですから. You don't need to know this. Again, she tends to use a lot of terms from Buddhism. And again, like in Japan, we have a lot of like traditions, and a lot of words are inspired, by Buddhism as well, and also Shintoism, so on and so forth. Doesn't mean she's religious or anything. Okay, so 5章. 5章. Afterlife. Or like life, her life, her being, well-being after life. That's what it means. 5章. 5章ですから. What's not written here is like the whole thing is 5章ですから助けてください is the right phrase. Okay? 5章. Here only says 5章ですから and ... doesn't complete. Well, imagining writing 5章ですから助けてください. It's too much, isn't it? 5章ですから。5章ですから助けてください。Please help me. Please, please, I'm begging you, please. So she's kind of desperate to have more time to think about before submitting or not submitting the application to perform on stage. Okay? Because she's not ready. She doesn't feel ready. She only performed once. Oh, actually, they had an audition, so that was once, but they didn't have a full set for that. In terms of, a live show, they've only performed once. For the audition, it was only 2 songs. So, and they didn't have a big audience or anything. So it doesn't really count. So she's begging. Please, Kita-chan, I'm not ready. Give me more time to think about this. And Kita-chan says, 後藤さんがこれ書いたの のよね。like 後藤さんがこれ of course これ talking about the piece of paper, you know, she's holding the exact same paper she's holding right there. Okay, she's just looking at it. Hey, it says 後藤一人結束バンド you know. 後藤さんがこれね、of course これを書いたのよね。Like you wrote this, right? So, you know, Kita-chan's like surprised and she has no idea why she's like begging like this, even though she, you know, Bocchi-chan is the one who started it. She wrote everything and she was ready to submit. But she got so upset, like, no, I need more time, I need more time to do this, I need to think about it. And so, 後藤さんがこれ書いたのよね. You wrote this, right? Like, why are you upset? Why are you begging me like this? Adorable. かわいい. はい。So, I'm gonna go from here. ここから、ここまで. Yeah. I'm so thirsty today. ちょっと待ってね。お水じゃない。お茶。Let me have my お茶。ティー、ちょっと待ってね。はい。そう、ぼっちちゃん。きたちゃん。Okay. And ぼっちちゃん says, いや、文字の練習に書いてただけで、勉強熱心なのよね。ごめん、なのね。ごめんね。Let me do this again. 勉強熱心なのね。ライブ出たら楽しいと思うわよ。思い出作りになるし。そろそろ行くわね。出たい。本当は出たいけど、まだライブもロックにしてないし、勇気がブルブルブルブル。Kita-chan can see that Bocchi-chan is shaking. So this kind of explains why, you know, Bocchi-chan was like this. Okay. So, you know, Kita-chan was asking, you wrote this, right? To that, Bocchi-chan says, いや、文字の練習に書いてただけでThat's a lie. いや、Nope. Well, 文字の練習 letters, characters, you know, like writing, you know, 文字文字の練習is practice, so, you know, writing practice, you know, I was just practicing, like, handwriting. 文字の練習に書いてただけで、ね、書いてただけで、ね、she wants to say, she wasn't, you know, going to submit. ね、出すつもりはなかったんですよ。出すつもりはなかったんだ。It's not written, but it, yeah, come on, you can tell what it is. ね、文字の練習、writing practice, in this case, since like, you know, she's handwriting, you know, her name and 結束バンド and things like that. So like, you know, practicing my, you know, handwriting. 書いていただけ only I was only writing purpose に、okay? 書いてるだけで、ね、it's nothing、ね、I was just writing、ね、for、practicing handwriting what a lie oh cute kita chan says oh I see 勉強熱心なのね勉強 study 熱心熱心 adjective keen dedicated you know having some passion about 勉強勉強熱心ね、勉強熱心なのね。ね、of course 後藤さんは勉強熱心、なのね。なんだね。Yeah, if it's written normally, 勉強熱心なんだね will be like the more kind of standard.But Kita-chan speaks this way, you know, なのね more like a very feminine way of speaking. Okay? Like, oh, I see. You are very keen on studying. Huh? I see you're very dedicated to study. And she knows that that's not, you know, that's not the case. And Kita-chan still tries to convince Bocchi-chan, even though she's like under the duvet. Oh, Bocchi's not ready and shaking. Kita-chan has no problem because she's a yokia. You know, she's always positive. She's fine with people. You know, she's very confident. Unlike Bocchi-chan. So, Kita-chan says, ライブ出たら楽しいと思うわよ。ライブに出たら、ね、if we perform, if we perform a live show, ただ、conditional. If we do that, 楽しい、ね、fun と思う楽しいと思う、ね、I think that it will be fun if、we perform on stage 思うわよ Again, this is very feminine 思うよ is fine but 思うわよ very feminine way of、speaking 思い出作りになるし、ね、思い出作り we had this before 思い出作り、you know, making memories、思い出作りになる、ね、so it will be it will be good for you know making memories、そろそろ行くわね、そろそろ soon、そろそろねof course 私はそろそろ行くわよ行くわねI'm going soon, okay? Bocchi. She really wants to perform actually. But shaking. Buru buru. Buru buru. The sound of like trembling, you know. 出たい本当は出たいけど、ね、出たい of course 文化祭に出たい、ね、文化祭に出たいね I wanna perform 本当はね、本当は出たいI really wanna perform I actually wanna perform けど but まだライブもロックにしてないし勇気が ぼっちちゃん、ぼっちちゃん。ね、まだライブもろくにしてない。ろくに。ろくに plus negative. ね。not doing something properly. Or not doing something well. Not doing something much. ライブもろくにしてない。ね、haven't performed. ね、I haven't performed, live shows much. They only did it once. With an audience, of course. ライブもろくにしてないし、勇気が、of course, 勇気がない。ね、it's not written, but it's pretty obvious. 勇気がある is I have courage, but 勇気がない。I don't. I don't have courage. I'm not brave enough to do this. Should be able to guess. If not, you are not reading the context. You have to follow the story. You have to follow the flow to be able to feel all these little things. まだね、まだない not yet ね haven't ね I still haven't performed haven't performed properly, haven't done like many live shows. That's what she wants to say. ろくにしてないし normally she for listing reasons 勇気がないね勇気がないから出たくない I don't wanna perform even though she really actually wants to, but she thinks that she's not brave enough, and also she and her band hasn't performed much, so she just can't make a decision. And Kita-chan is about to leave. Kita-chan's leaving, but sees that Bocchi-chan's trembling. Aww. But of course, it's always funny, like later. Aww. So, I'm gonna go from here to the last panel here. Okay. So Bocchi-chan got a little bit curious about 文化祭ライブ. So 高校の文化祭ライブってどんな雰囲気になるんだろう。動画サイトで見てみよう。考えたら全員素人だし、そんなに盛り上がるイメージないけど。お前ら盛り上がる準備できてるか？イエーイ流行りの青春ソング、イケメン陽キャ男子、女子の黄色い歓声、謎のペンライト、私はただライブ映像が見たかっただけなのに、なんでホラー映像が流れてるんだろう。チーンCute. See. So Bocchi-chan got curious about 文化祭ライブ. And I just wanted to see what it's like to perform. Okay? Just, out of curiosity. And let's see what happens. So, 高校の文化祭ライブってどんな雰囲気になるんだろうね。高校の文化祭ライブはどんな雰囲気ね、atmosphere or vibe どんな雰囲気になるんだろう。どんな what kind of 雰囲気 what kind of atmosphere、noun になる to be ね、to be、どんな雰囲気なるんだろう I wonder so basically I wonder what it's like I wonder what it's like to have a show at 文化祭、at high school、she just got curious and、動画サイトで見てみよう、ね、動画サイト we had 動画 before、動画、videos so like think about YouTube 動画サイトで見てみようね見る、手フォーム手見る、ね、try doing something、ね、let's take a look、ね、let's take a look at動画サイト、something like YouTube、見る見て手見る見てみよう見る見よう volitional let's or let me check it out ね on a site like YouTube、考えたら全員素人だしそんなに盛り上がるイメージないけど考えたら、if I think about it 全員 everyone all members 全員素人ね amateurs 素人全員素人だしそんなに盛り上がるイメージないけど Well, that's actually not entirely true. Some people are so good. Some guitarists and drummers. Like at my high school, they were amazing. Of course they're 素人 amateurs. But, since they're so good, like everyone was like standing and like, going crazy. So, I guess it depends on the school. 全員素人だし、素人 is a noun, so noun, noun だし、ねstill having she for listing reasons. But in this case, and is fine. そんなに盛り上がるイメージないけど、ね、そんなに that much 盛り上がる。If you say ライブが盛り上がる。ライブが盛り上がる、ね、to get excited. Two things. 盛り上げる versus 盛り上がる。Okay? These ones are actually pretty easy because one is ある、上がる、ある and the other one is 得る。If you have ある、得る if you have ある、得る pair, it's very easy to guess. ある is always ある is always intransitive. 得る is always transitive. Okay, meaning that you can take an object in this one since 盛り上がるある盛り上がるintransitive so subject が goes to verb okay does it by itself if you say ライブが盛り上がるね the show gets exciting okay everyone gets heated up everyone's like Let's go! 盛り上がれば盛り上げる。ね、if you say ライブを盛り上げる。ね、so you are like the performer or DJ or if you're doing the MC, whatever, you are like kind of in charge of making it exciting. Okay? ライブを盛り上げる。ライブが盛り上がる。It's a pair. Okay? So the tip aboutある、得る。It needs to be a pair, though. It can't be just one-sided. If it's just one side is 得る it doesn't work. It does not work. Okay? Needs to be a pair. Just like 始まる and 始める。始まる。ね、ライブが始まる。ライブを始める。You see? RL. Isn't it? So. ね、始まる versus 始める。ね、始まる、始める。So if you see, I forgot which one's which. I forgot which one's which. One of them should be intransitive. The other one should be transitive. If you're not sure. And accidentally, they have ある、える pair. 始まる、始める。If it's a pair, okay? Not just one-sided. It shouldn't be just one-sided, okay? Then, える. This one, you can take an object. So, if you say ライブを始める, you start the show. But this is ライブが始まる. Let me just write what it is. So, ライブが始まる and I'll just do ライブを始める. Okay. ライブが始まる. The show begins by itself. That's why I call it ghost verb. ライブを始める. You begin the show. Okay. ある、える pair. ある、える pair. It needs to be a pair. And you know which one's which. Okay. If it's just one-sided, it's all over the place, so you can't. You just have to memorize them. Anyway, so, in this case, it happened to be あげる、える and 上がる、ある. And even though you don't know which one's which, is it intransitive or is it transitive? But accidentally has える and ある. That's, that gives you a hint. So this one is intransitive. It just does it by itself. This one, you can take an object. Something を盛り上げる。ライブを盛り上げる。パーティーを盛り上げる。パーティーが盛り上がる。Party gets excited. Okay. That's what it is. I give you an example of let me see. Yeah, we had 倒れる before, right? Let's see. So you see, if you see 倒れる, for example, it has 得る, but the other pair, the other side of the pair doesn't complete ある得る. So, 倒す倒す倒す is like, to knock something, over, or maybe you push it and then, make something fall. That's 倒す. But, it doesn't, so that means, ある得る is not complete. But if you see a す ending verb, it's most likely to be transitive anyway. So then you can kind of figure out. Okay. Anyway, I don't want to stay here for too long. Omaera, like you guys, but omaera is a bit rude. But omaera, 盛り上がる準備できてるか? Okay. Yeah, I skipped it. ね、盛り上がる. Yeah, it has 盛り上がる twice, so that's why I thought. It's the same, but 盛り上がる image ないけどね。So if I think about it, they're all beginners, amateurs, and I don't get an impression of them, getting exciting or I don't see like an image. I can't imagine, the stage being, exciting, being that exciting. But and then she watches something. See, this is like on the website. Very much like YouTube. And お前ら盛り上がる準備できてるか？イエーイ！お前ら you guys. But again, it's kind of rude to say お前ら, but you know, he wants to sound, you know, like a man. 盛り上がる準備。準備、preparation。盛り上がる準備。preparation for 盛り上がる。prepare to get excited. できてるか？準備する。to prepare 準備できてる、できている。So like, are you ready? Are you ready to, you know, 盛り上がる準備。Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this show? And yay! Girls are screaming at these guys on stage. Bocchi-chan can't take it. And 流行りの青春ソング。流行り。Trend. It's a noun. 流行り。Same as 流行. It's just pronounced differently. 流行 or 流行り. Both nouns means the same thing. Trend. It's from 流行る. 流行る. Something becomes popular. Something comes into fashion. 流行る. So 流行り is the noun, isn't it? And 流行りの青春. We had 青春 many times. Youth. 青春ソング. So popular, you know, a song like for youth or about youth. イケメン. Handsome dude, you know. イケメン陽キャ男子. 男子. Guys, boys, males, 男子. But normally for like male students in this case. 男子. 陽キャ男子 is the opposite of 陰キャ. 陰キャ versus 陽キャ. 陰キャ is someone like ぼっちちゃん. 陽キャきたちゃん. Had a video about this, so please watch. So イケメン, good looking, handsome 陽キャ男子. So good looking dude, you know, who is a 陽キャ. Imagine, yeah, this guy like being like super, you know, good looking and like, hey, you know, looking like positive and full of energy, you know, not afraid of talking to people, performing on stage. 陽キャ. イケメン陽キャ男子. 女子の黄色い関節。女子。you know, 女の子、女子。But female, but in this case it's more like female students の黄色い関節。黄色い。Literally means yellow. 関節。Go, go, go! Bocchi, we love you! Bocchi ちゃん大好き! 完成黄色い完成黄色い完成 Why do you say 黄色い for, you know, high-pitched cheers? 黄色い完成 Why is that? 黄色い関数。For this, 黄色い感性. There are like about 3, kind of theories, to say, oh, this is where 黄色 comes from. But it's actually not defined and nothing is actually confirmed. But one like big theory about this is like back in the day when a monk chanted, they used to have more pitches. Okay, nowadays in Japan, when they like read out a chant, it's it's more like monotonous. Doesn't really have like a high pitch, low pitch, nothing. It's not like a song like. But back in the day, it was different. And so monks used to write, oh, this part should be a little bit high pitched. Oh, should be high. Oh, this should be low. They started to color, the text. And so for higher, for the higher notes pitch, they colored with yellow. So that's one of the theories. That sounds pretty good, huh? And also another theory or hypothesis is at the end of Edo like era or period, some writers expressed voices with colors. Interesting, huh? And one of them, used yellow to describe harsh like sounds or unpleasant sounds. Okay, so that's another theory. And also, as a third one, all of them actually sound pretty good, pretty convincing. And the third one, there was like an experiment back in the day, where they experimented. It's not like experimented with people, but like they asked people, how they feel about certain notes, and if they associate with any colors. Okay, and the note A. Interestingly, a lot of people found the note A. They associated the note with yellow. Okay, and in a sense, A. Depending on the octave, but it's considered like in a high note. Okay, so that's the third theory, okay, or hypothesis. But well, nowadays we just like use 黄色い感性 or 黄色い something to talk about voices. In this case, like if you see 女子の黄色い感性でthose screams. Okay, and it's 女子の is high pitched. Okay, 黄色い感性 is high pitched. Cheers of female students or girls. And 謎のペンライト謎のペンライト pen light, it's a pen but light that you like move side to side if you go to a live show. Pen light light stick or fan light. 謎の mystery 謎の mysterious. So Bocchi-chan couldn't take it. Like, and she says, well, she's not saying this, but she's thinking in her head, 私はただライブ映像が見たかっただけなのに。 私はただ only or just ライブ映像ね、映像ね、image videos. We had 映像 before. When we were talking about like there was like a probe filming. There was like 映像 in that scene. So we had this before 映像. So ライブ映像ね、so like performance, live performance videos が見たかった見たかっただけね、ただライブ映像が見たかっただけなのにね、そう見たい見たかったね、見る to see 見たい wanna see 見たい見たかった wanted to see I wanted to watch 見たかっただけ I only wanted to see ライブ映像 okay so videos of live performance especially at like a high school like 文化祭 cultural at the cultural festival. I just wanted to do that. なのになんでね why ホラー映像が流れてるんだろうなんで why ホラー映像ホラーホラー映像ね horror ね images horror like videos movies or imagery が流れてるんだろうsomething が流れるね流れる on its own means like something flows think about like let's say like a river and if you see like a boat and boat が流れる well boats are like maybe too big but 流れる think about like let's say like a leaf falling down to the river and like floating and flowing in the river that's 流れる okay that's the image of 流れる okay 流れる流す is transitive though. Okay. That's another example of eru not being transitive because 流す 流れる doesn't make ある eru pair. But luckily, 流す has す so you know that that's transitive. Anything that has す is like, oh, you get lucky. 流す So this means you can take an object, something を流す let it float, let it, flow 流す or even like flush in the toilet is 流す as well トイレを流すthis one 流す and 流れる is a pair but doesn't have ある eru pair so but the good hint here す is a giveaway so transitive intransitive. So 流れる in this case talking about like like playing she's like playing videos on her phone right so if you say 映像が流れるね映像ねvideos and this 流れる can be used for like videos, music, so on and so forth. Radio ラジオが流れるso ホラー映像が流れてるね、horror videos が流れてる playing で流れる something plays、originally it was like 葉っぱが流れる like a leaf floating and flowing in the river that's 流れる、but we use that for music and videos too、そうね、ホラー映像が流れる、ホラー映像が流れてる present continuous state condition well actually ホラー映像が流れてるaction happening now actually yeah action happening now something is playing at the time so なんで why ね、horror movies are playing ねだろう like I wonder why I just wanted to I just wanted to watch what is like to play a show at the 文化祭 I just wanted to see it what it's like but why is it she doesn't like these things she doesn't like these elements she wanted to be like depressing she couldn't take it so she thinks that she was she was watching ホラー映像 instead of ライブ映像ね live videos チーンチーン when you hit the little little thing little thing how do I explain that if you go to like a kind of traditional Japanese house doesn't have to be traditional but let's say like my grandmother's house for example there's like an altar to respect our ancestors and we had to like always especially when we were little we had to go and sit in front of the altar and say hello and then we had to ring this like a little bell thing like a kind of singing bowl but it's really small and we had to kind of hit the thing and a little thing and it's like a bell it goes like ching that's the sound okay oh Ochi-chan she's like really not ready for it she gets terrified when she thinks about performing in front of so many people because in the last show at Sari they really didn't get a lot of people because of the typhoon remember but in this case the whole school will be watching her and they can even identify oh that's the Goto-san from Nikumi I think yeah Nikumi yeah so they'll be like they know where she studies and like which classroom she is in and things like that so like there's a little pressure for her ね頑張って anyway let me just have a sip ちょっと待ってね喉が渇いた美味しい so ちょっと待って which one's funny let's see yeah 後藤さんがこれ書いたのよね oh cute let me just check ちょっと待ってねcheck the chat よいしょちょっと待ってねWho's here? Let me just look at the chat. I'm looking at the chat. ちょっとね、Falcons, you're here. こんばんは。ね。And, Falcon wants to okay, and let's see, okay, you don't want to reach ikidaore. Yeah, right. I don't think that's going to happen very often, but yeah, I want to avoid ikidaore, as much as possible. Delta, you're here. こんにちは。はい、こんにちは。And Kezo, you're here. Good. And Matthew, you're here. Good. Let me see. White Fang says hello. Hi everyone. And Delta 好きなお茶？緑茶。私は緑茶が好き。I love green tea. ちょっと待ってね。Shane says 皆さんはじめまして。ライブ動画を、見るのがが初めてです。見るのは初めてです。よろしくお願いしますね。Shane's first time watching a live stream. Good to see your name here, Shane. Thank you. And Delta says よろしく as well. Good. ちょっと待ってね。Shane、お茶が一番好きだったけど1年くらい前から特別ブレンドがなりました。特別ブレンド？ちょっと待ってね。let me see. 預かる。OK、預かる。預ける。ね、何々を預ける。ね、これを預かる。So both of them you can take an object. Yeah. ちょっと待ってね。Nobody ever explained that RL? Yeah. RL pair. Yeah. Of course, like nothing is gonna be 100%. These are just like, if you see that they're like okay 95%, like 98%, true. And especially for common ones, it's very close to 100%. If it's like very uncommon, like, sometimes there will be some exceptions, but like common ones are pretty much likely to follow that, rule. Yeah. So don't worry about 預ける It's not very common. So, yeah. Yeah, it's much easier. Yeah. 写す、す、and then 写真を写す。ね、写真が写る。ちょっと待ってね。I can't read it. ちょっと待って。ちょっと読んでますか？読んでませんか？今は読んでるんだけど、私は英語と日本語とあとちょっとドイツ語がわかるけど、そうだね。I was. Can somebody explain? It's not the recording. My regulars know that when I'm teaching, when I'm explaining, I'm not checking the chat because it will kind of interrupt the flow, and I normally just focus on teaching and reading the manga and explaining grammar points without checking out the chat screen. For people who want to just like watch the archive so they can save time. That's what I'm doing. Otherwise, if I'm stopping many times to check the chat, then like kind of it doesn't really flow well. So that's why. And then my regulars know what I do here. Okay, it's not recorded. No way. Soね、Shane, thank you for explaining that. この漫画の名前はね、Bocchi The Rock. So Bocchi The Rock it is. I can't read all this, sorry. でもわかんない。ごめんね。So, Lena, I'm if you can write it in in English or in Japanese. Of course, I can read it, but unfortunately, I can't read Russian at the moment. I can read some German, but it's a bit rusty. So, if you want to communicate in the chat, you can write to me in English, or of course you can use you can use Google Translate, whatever. So then I can read it. Okay. Otherwise, I don't know. I can't read all the different languages. So I try, but it's not easy. ちょっと待ってね。But okay, thank you for writing in the chat. And let me see. Well, I can read emojis too, so that's good. Thank you, Lena. ありがとうね。ありがとうね。well, ありがとう means thank you. Zaito says thank you. Thanks for the stream. You're welcome. Falcon says, "Oh, you can read German." Only easy ones. I used to live in Germany too. So my history, my brief history. Of course, I'm from Japan. I am from Japan, but I've lived in the UK for a very long time, and also I lived in Germany as well. And right now, I'm based in the States. So, well, because of my family and things like that, we had to move a lot. But I spent I went to schools in Japan and all that. But the reason why I speak English to a decent level is that I used to live in Britain, and now I'm in the States, and it's all messed up. In a good way. People can't tell. If I've spent time in the UK or in the US, sometimes you sound so British. Sometimes you sound so American. So I like to confuse people. ごめん。そう。Anyway, ちょっと待ってね。ちょっと待って、まずい。Matthew says, when can we expect the audiobook release of the entire Bocchi manga? Well, I guess for that, you gotta just kind of watch the anime. I guess. Zaito says, Taenyan's German is great. Actually, don't say, don't. It used to be, okay? It's super rusty right now, so don't. And Mirai says, German is a difficult language. Yeah, it's not easy to learn. Yeah, it was too much for me. Right. Delta says, 面白いね. And Vitaly says, your English is perfect, don't sweat it. ありがとう. Thank you so much for saying that. Shane says, is the reason you use Bocchi The Rock for your lesson because it's a series you recommend for learners, or both? Is it something that I recommend for learners? Yes. And also I love this manga and anime and everything too. So, and it's extremely relatable for many people, especially who are like struggling with the social anxiety, things like that. Having like a personality like Bocchi, it's very easy to kind of relate to her, and I personally feel that way too. And I just kind of feel that it's right for me to use this as a learning material and a teaching material too, because I know the story, I know the characters inside out, and I did some covers, cover songs in the past too, and I'm really I love this show and the manga so much, and has a lot of really nice vocab and pretty much all the grammar points. So like it's just easier to use a manga. I use manga like this and use a story like this instead of just, oh, okay, today I'm going to do causative. Lame. But, if it's, with context and with the story and the characters speaking, it's so much easier. You're like, oh, this is where you use causative. Oh, this is where you use passive. So instead of, oh, today's lesson we're gonna talk about passives, and I'm like, lame, I can't do that. I mean, like, some people might love it. For me, it's more memorable. It sticks to your memory better if it's something that you read in a story, you've read it in manga, you've seen Bocchi-chan's like facial expressions. It's more memorable, isn't it? So that's why. That's why I pretty much never use textbooks. I make my own. Grammar files. That's about it. I just can't find any good textbooks anyway. So that's that. Anyway, so Cool Down says your English is fluent to me. Arigato. Thank you for saying that. I mess up a lot, but well, I'm doing my best, and it's not easy, especially in a live stream, like this. English is not my first language, and I mess up. That's like that's natural. That's a natural thing to do, and but I try my best. I try not to make mistakes, but it's hard. If anybody is on mic and you gotta teach, you gotta entertain people for the next 2 hours. It's not easy. Okay. Right. Let me see. Let me see. Vitaly says you can alternate, do one stream with British and do another one with American accent. I could. Well, I'll tell you something. If I speak to a British person like live, my accent becomes 100% British. So right now I'm just talking to myself. So like I just kind of like I need to have some kind of like a mirror, so that I can just mimic and pick up, and then I can just reflect that same accent to the other person. I do this a lot when I'm talking to someone with an accent. I just want to kind of pick it up, reflect it, and that's how I pick up like accents. Yeah. So like if I talk to like a British person, like let's say like a Londoner, I can talk in a British accent, and of course like London accent, 100%. But if I'm streaming, I just don't have like a reference point, so like you kind of freestyle and it's all mixed up. そうちょっとねごちゃごちゃになってわかんなくなっちゃう。そうなのね。The same thing, same thing happens when I speak like Osaka, in the Osaka dialect or Kansai dialect. I need to have somebody in front of me. So then I can mimic like 100% or like maybe 98%, But I do different accents, but I need to have like a reference next to me. Right. そうね。Kezel says Taenyan Deutsch Academy bitte. Danke. Shane says お疲れ様です。ありがとうね。Stream auf Deutsch. 無理。できない。I can't do that. Matthew, is there anything you miss from the UK? What do I miss? From the UK? People's accents, northern accents. What else do I miss? It will be wrong to say I don't miss anything, so I should say something, right? I miss my friends. I miss my friends. Like my extended families. I miss hanging out in Camden Town, if you know where that is, Camden Town in London. I miss a lot of things about London. It's my second home to me, and then you're gonna make me cry, so I'm gonna stop here. Right. Let me see. Cool down. I hope to speak Japanese as good as your English. Aww, I hope so too. Cool down, and that'll be amazing if you can do that. And Falcon says that is very impressive. Thank you. ありがとうね. And Cool down says I was about to say you should do a stream in Kansai Ben. I could, but I need to have somebody else next to me, so that I can mimic 100%. So like when I speak to my friends, from Osaka, yeah, I can mimic like 100%. They can't even tell that I'm from Kyushu, So, but I always like need like a reference point, like live. So yeah, next time or soon. Right, Marmite, yeah, Marmite. I wasn't a big fan of Marmite. I just couldn't get it. I couldn't get it. I didn't understand the taste of it. Anyway, Falcon says, yeah, missing the friends is a very fair point, right? And yeah, I miss like, what do I miss? Just taking the tube, underground, London Underground, just going like, everywhere on the tube. And, just maybe like, get off somewhere and talking to people. Especially like if you go to like Camden Town, people just like talking, and, just like hanging out, having a good time, going to shows. I miss that kind of like a vibe in Camden Town. Sometimes in central London as well, they had a lot of shows, but a lot of venues shut down, and which is pretty sad, But anyway, so that's what I miss. Let me see. Matthew says very little to miss about the UK. Well, I do miss a lot. I do miss. I love the. I used to love like kind of old, like much older London. Like now it's so different. But London back in the day was great. Had a lot of exciting venues, bands performing everywhere. You didn't have to be rich to live in London. I miss that olden days or old days. The bus was super cheap. It was like 60 pence or something, for like a ride. Nowadays you can't believe it. It was that cheap. So yeah, I miss that time. But nowadays, London is so different, kind of gentrified, and that's when I kind of started to think about moving somewhere else, so that's why I moved to Berlin after that. Anyway, so. Cool down says that's crazy. Kansai Ben is another language to me, right? It sounds very different too, and pretty much like any dialect in Japan, it's pretty much a foreign language. It is. Vitaly says you are also good at doing voices. Oh, thank you for saying that. I'm impressed how good you managed to read all the characters' lines. Ah, thank you. You noticed. Excellent. Thank you. Yeah, I love doing it. I love doing different voices. It's, I enjoy it so much, and it makes it more interesting, right? So, right. I'm going. Okay, I don't shut up, like if if you just keep asking me questions. Anyway. So. Oh, ありがとうね. Thank you for noticing all the little things that I do. ありがとうね. So I'm going. Thank you guys. And if you just joined, too bad. I'm ending. Next time. Join me next time, okay? And Meroy says thank you for the stream. It was a lot of fun. I had a good time too. Thank you for talking in the chat and making some noise. And not noise, it's good noise, huh? And who else is here? Let's see, Falcons. Just a nice little zatsudan, right? Yeah, yep. And let me see. It's going faster than usual, so I can't keep up. Chat's going fast. And Zaito says bye. Bye 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 bye. And Matthew says thank you for the fun stream. You're welcome. And Meroy, goodbye. See you next time. See you next time. And Schizoid says bye. Thank you for watching the whole thing. You know, you came first and you watched the whole thing. Excellent. Cool Down says this was my first stream and I'm very happy to be here. Oh, thank you for saying that. Come back to me. Come to my stream every time, okay? ありがとね。And cool down, bye bye, see you soon. Bye 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 bye. And SN, goodbye. Oh, SN, you were here? You were hiding, I guess. And Red, ありがとね。AI says thank you for the stream, you're welcome. And ありがとね、ケアゾね。And Falcon says bye bye until next time. I'll see you hopefully on Wednesday. I haven't scheduled yet, but I will. And cool down, ありがとね。And Falcon's chat is speed. Yeah, it's too fast. I can't keep up. Keazo, ありがとう。Keazo, thank you for your super chat, Keazo. You already support me a lot, in the memberships. But I appreciate that you support me even more. ありがとうね。Okay, so I've got to go. I talk too much. I can't like stop, so I'm going, okay? じゃあ、ありがとうね。じゃあまたね。はい。Thank you so much. See